with AI, you might be changing a solution, you might be changing an offering, you might be changing an approach, but you're going to be integrating it and leveraging it ongoingly. I would suggest building a committee and or a task force where you want to start leveraging AI instrumentally and strategically within your company. Anytime we're looking at change, what my inputs always is hold course. Because whenever we say we're going to do something, when people are like, oh, is this another shiny object? Is this going to be flavor of the day? Is this going to be around in 90 days? Are you just going to change it again? And the answer is with AI, you might be changing a solution, you might be changing an offering, you might be changing an approach, but you're going to be integrating it and leveraging it ongoingly. And we want to just let people know that, hey, we're going to, in fact, I would suggest building a committee and or a task force where you want to start leveraging AI instrumentally and strategically within your company. And that could be around a pain point. Is that probably a good way to put it, Jack? Like, let's look at a pain point inside a business system, and then let's build a task force and or a committee to bring the challenge to the table. And then let's start looking at what tools and resources we have where we can implement improvement and or drive change with what it is with AI. Is that a good way to start looking at how we could start moving things forward in a company that hasn't perhaps done some of this?
Yeah, sure, Chris. I think there's really four key areas as you're looking at how do we go from we're not doing much and maybe people have a couple of subscriptions to an example. I'll give it a couple minutes on kind of what's possible with independent businesses, family businesses, in AI. And so I think, like we talked about earlier, the thing that's most important is just like empower your team with their daily driver. Get them Claude or get them ChatGPT. Pay for the subscription so that you're earning the data. No brainer, point blank. That's the place to start. Is like get professional subscriptions of one of those tools for your team. I'd say the next place you should go is a lot of the SaaS tools that you might already use, QuickBooks, whatever you use for your ERP, right? Like a lot of these folks are building add-on AI capabilities. And so don't think about it like I have to learn some new system. Like the easiest place to start is start with the systems you already use. And particularly if you have, vendors that are more modern, they're probably innovating a good amount and they're trying to make the offering better for you. And so what's nice about that is you're already familiar with the core tool and how it works. And what they're doing is they're building, they call it, vertical AI. Like it's specific for the work that you're already doing. So again, I'll use that example of QuickBooks. They have accounts payable automation. They have all of these different tools that they're layering in. And so really using the tools that are in front of you and you already have and just changing the workflows. That's where so much AI impact comes from. It's redesigning the way that people do work. And we're going to come back to that theme a good amount in the rest of the conversation today. But get your daily driver. So get your ChatGPT subscription, get your Claude subscription. Use AI and the tools you already have in the AI that they've kind of baked into the existing product that they have, and then look for specific AI tools to fill the gap. And so those could be, I'll give you some of my favorites. For meetings, I love Read AI. Read AI has a copilot where after meetings you can actually ask questions to any meeting you've had. And so I can say, what did Chris say about dynamics in family systems, right? And like it'll pull out the exact quote for me. And so having permanent recall of any meeting you've ever had is like unbelievable unlock. I like Read AI. I love Whisper Flow. You can talk far faster than you can text. And so by having the ability to talk instead of typing, talk on your computer, on your phone, it's far faster. And especially if you're prompting AI, instead of saying all this stuff, context is king. Context is how you make reliable AI output good. And so by using a tool like Whisper Flow, you can talk and it's a lot quicker. Final two I'll mention, Notion. Notion has an incredible AI capability. They're probably one of the best software companies in the world right now. A lot of folks will use it for like their knowledge base or their project management system, things like that. Their AI is incredibly good, the AI that they've baked into their tool. And it's just an agent and it can do work for you. So you can say, I'm looking to try to have, I'm working on a project. Here are the 10 things in the project, and it'll go and it'll build a project management board for you, which is pretty cool. Final tool I'll mention there is Gamma. And so you give it a bunch of context on what you want, and then it creates a beautiful slide deck for you. And so hopefully some of those tools are helpful in terms of things that you can use today that are valuable in addition to your daily driver and in addition to using the AI that's baked into the tools that you already have.
I mean, that there's another example, right? Of like, I can build a slide deck. You could basically say, I need to give a presentation. This is the outcome of my presentation. This is my bio. This is my background. This is what I do. I want a presentation that's going to be delivered in 30 minutes to this crowd with this outcome. And the more you can give it, right? And you can literally then say, okay, build the outline of the deck. You could take that outline of the deck, dump it into Gamma, and then ask Gamma, please create a deck with these assets or with the look this way, and now it's done. I mean, there's an example right there, a real time of something someone can do that they might be doing every day that may have taken them hours before, that could literally be done inside 30 minutes, top to bottom, all the way through, right? With edits, correct?
100%.
What about I think the two areas that are the interesting ones to explore are business analytics and understanding opportunity and or as far as opportunity in itself, or operational efficiency, understanding what we do, how we do it, and how we can improve what we do based through data, or business development, sales, marketing, and thinking about things along that line. To me, those are like three potential pathways for privately held companies to pursue and leverage AI. Can you talk to any one of those in specific in regards to what you've seen?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'll give you two examples of companies, independent family businesses under 50 million a year, and they've taken totally different approaches, but they've gotten tremendous lift from AI impact. So this is like the gold standard of family business, independent business, AI adoption. So one is in they're a manufacturer or beverage manufacturer. They have gone the route of build everything ourselves, and so their team, a handful of members, 2 or 3 members in particular, they kind of jokingly call themselves professional vibe coders. And so they have spent the last 9 months using Claude Code to build their own business operating system. And this is their own specialized built ERP. It's connected to the manufacturing equipment and the sensors. It's connected to cameras on the manufacturing line. It's connected to the trucks and routing of the trucks. And so and I want to emphasize, like, this is critically important. This is not a technical team. A couple members of the team have engineering degrees, but not software engineering degrees. And so they have taught themselves vibe coding. And that's like Claude Code. That's the tool that they use to build almost all of this. And then Supabase, which folks might know is a common database that you can use for non-technical people. And so that both from like a value creation standpoint, and that they built their own very hyper tailored technology system in a relatively short time, 9 months, and it runs the entire business, including CRM, everything. So they don't pay for SaaS subscriptions. They've really built it. And in their experience, it's been very reliable. They've ran into problems before, but they fixed them. And now, after a pretty painful period of making sure things work, they've gotten past that. And now they have this incredibly unique operating system for their specific business.